Okay, everybody. Hello, hello. This is the first podcast of me for Shadow Arena, so if you got stuff you may want to see next time or have suggestions, let me know private on Discord. It would help a lot. I'm today here with, is it RADOM or RADOM?
I think both works, to be frank. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I usually play with Hungarians and they just say Radom, but equally, I heard people calling Radom, so yeah, it's fine by me. Maybe we should ask the Polish people because it's apparently a Polish city, which I learned after
Oh,
I picked this name, so it's quite funny.
okay. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, today we're gonna talk a lot about different topics, tournaments, characters, updates, and patches. And yeah, it's important. Like, I want to know your opinion about it since you are a pretty well-known player for Shadow Arena, and well, yeah, you are actually a pretty good player as well, not even only well-known. So it's gonna be interesting what you think about certain things. But first of all, how did you find Shadow Arena?
That's a quite good question. I mean, I think I started playing with it in Black Desert Online when they released the whole Battle Royale stuff because I kind of played a lot of Battle Royale before with like, obviously FPS games and stuff like that. But I always loved like RPGs and, played obviously like everyone else, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2 and stuff like that. So it was kind of like an interesting mixture because since I loved Royales before, hardware,
Yeah,
and obviously RPGs. The combination sound like an interesting one. And I tried it and I kind of liked it. I guess the mixture of the PVE element because you're farming to get gear and then doing some PvP afterwards. It's kind of a good one in my opinion. But equally, we will see how successful it becomes
yeah,
because we haven't really seen one that was really, really successful in this area. I mean, obviously there is the spell break stuff coming out, but it's kind of different as well.
yeah,
So I don't
definitely.
know. We'll
Yeah.
see. I'm a bit, I guess, nervous about it whether it's gonna be successful because it's also not really casual friendly, in my opinion, at least. At least the game how
Hmm.
it stands today. Obviously, with all the bots, you can farm them all day long.
Damn bots.
But, I wouldn't really call that casual friendly. That's more just like I don't know, distraction for a while. But yeah, we'll see how it's going to work out long term because it's
Yeah.
also can be quite competitive and quite difficult because like as a casual player you jump in and like let's say you meet someone who have been playing it for a few months, you have no real idea what's really going on, and I think that's going to be a tough one. And there's certainly a learning curve with all characters, so we'll see. But anyway, I do
It-
like the game, and I've been playing it for a while, and I guess since BDO. So yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the same for me. I played BDO, and when they released Shadow Arena in there, I was so hyped for that mode. I was also pretty sad when they removed it, but with all those hackers and everything, it was different, definitely from this version, but I liked it, I think, a bit more. The Black Desert Shadow Arena. But it was a good mode, definitely, and it got my attention this way.
What did
Um,
you like? What did you like more about that version?
I think it was the more skills you had. Characters felt different. You had more ways to outplay people and act. That's at least what I think. Like the variety of skills you had felt better.
But I don't know. It felt like it was a bit more. It was clunkier, wasn't it? At least that's what I
Oh,
remember. Like jumping and all movement was a
I
bit
can't
weird.
I can't really remember that anymore, but I think it would be around the same because I would say this Shadow Arena also kind of works on the Black Desert engine. I mean, they pretty much look the same, and it's the same publisher. Where I think it's probably the same engine. They just polished it a bit, maybe.
Probably a lot. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. But it's interesting that you say that the learning curve is pretty high, where people who just watch the game are probably like, hey, you only got 4 skills and a right click button and the F. How can this skill game be hard? But yeah, I totally agree with you that if you want to play a hero on a high level, even with only 4 skills, it's hard. Like getting your combos work and everything. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of muscle memory, in my opinion. Like in every combo game, but it's
Yeah,
not.
no, I definitely relate. I think it's definitely the muscle memory piece is a big one. But I
Yeah,
mean, the way I look at it, it's almost like two sides. Is learning the I guess, the mechanicals of the hero itself, and that's probably one of the sides, and that's probably the easier side, just to learn. Okay, these are the 4 combos I can do, and then just land it
Yeah.
after like a certain engage. But it's, to me, at least recently, is more around like the movement around the map, and positioning at the right time, at the right moment, be close to certain elements like altars or the crabs or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
else, or even I mean, I actually quite like. I don't want to jump into the next topic, but I quite like the change around the graves. Like
Oh, really?
it looks like super weird, right? I mean, I don't like the fact that it's blocking you, but I like the fact that it shows up on the minimap,
Yeah.
because what that's gonna mean is that you will be able to know exactly where fights and other players are
Yeah.
at that particular moment, and you can start thinking about like, okay, do I want to go that area or do I not? And also how that will impact my movement. So I don't know. I kind of like that change, at least on the map. I'm not sure I like the change how it looks after the reveal. So it's kind of funny, and also it's blocking hits, which I don't know
Yeah.
whether people start crouching behind it and stuff like that. We'll see some funny actions with that as well. I don't know. I will certainly try some stuff with it, but yeah, that looks weird. But I do like the minimap element.
It would be pretty sad if you attempt a third party and it gets ruined by someone dying and blocking you with his grave.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then like imagine the last circle where you have like, let's say 10 people in a better tourney, and then you end up like having all those.
Oh yeah, all those graves around.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be
Do
weird for sure.
they? Did you actually notice if they despawn?
I don't know. I
I,
didn't. I can't remember. I mean, I played a few today, but I didn't. I never really stood next to it for a long
yeah,
time, so
yeah,
I don't know.
same.
It's a good point. I don't know. We need to check, but I think
Yeah,
it does stay on the mini map for at least until the circle is obviously in that phase. But yeah, I do like that piece, and I guess going back to your initial point and around the learning curve.
yeah,
So what I meant by that is that I think that's the bigger portion of the game, is like how you move around and how do you engage a fight, and that has a big learning curve, at least in my opinion.
yeah. And
Obviously,
who?
it's gonna
Yeah,
change a lot once we actually gonna have real players, because I can also see that there is a massive difference between playing in a tournament and playing in like a lobby 70-80% full of bots.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Like the last circle on Asia with like 15 people.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
different. Yeah, exactly. I get you. Another topic would be your favorite hero and your least favorite hero, and maybe why.
Huh. It's a tough one, because I don't really like favor any heroes in particular, to be honest. Like I end up just playing all of them, but equally, as everyone else, like you probably don't like to play the one that's the shittiest in that particular match. So like actually, you might not believe me, but I was playing a lot Badal like when the whole game out, and I actually loved it. But equally, maybe I loved it because it was OP at that point in time, because it was in the closed beta, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe my favorite. I mean, obviously, right now I quite like Schultz.
Yeah, I would have said Schultz. So
It's not my favorite. I actually hated it when I was playing with Haru, because it was obviously like a quite nice cutter as well in some cases. Um, oh, yeah, I would say Haru is my favorite
oh,
probably.
really, really,
Yeah,
Haru.
just
Okay.
I just don't play it nowadays, because yeah, I played it way too much, so I kind of like sick of it. But equally, I think that's probably my favorite. In terms of the least favorite one, I think Tagal probably, because it's
Oh,
just
okay.
so easy to read and it's so huge.
Yeah,
Um,
the size is such a huge
I mean,
problem.
I like playing against it because I know exactly what it's doing and when and how easy it is to counter, but I don't really like playing it because of these reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, Tagal leaks good engages, is my opinion.
yeah,
Like he really has no good engage. That's a big problem, and especially no variety in engages with that. That means, like you said, you pretty much always know how he's gonna engage.
yeah.
So yeah, I get you there.
I mean, the one is just so readable. You can't really start with that. And we probably end up starting with like right click, but
Yeah,
then
most of the people do it. Yeah,
you're
right
hoping for the
click into.
best.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Well, my favorite hero is Well, it has always been Goyen. Even though in the early states of the game he was like the king, he was overpowered beyond everything. But I don't know. I like characters with big swords. You know what I mean? Like two-handed
Yeah, yeah.
weapons. I'm all up into two-handed weapons. That's my thing. And since then, I have been playing him. Of course, I tried new heroes from time to time. You notice we met each other as I was at Tagal. I also like Tagal, but yeah, it's hard to fight versus certain heroes like Egret or Schultz. Like both with their charge, it's so annoying as a Tagal to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously as Goyen as well, but I kinda like Goyen more. Like Goyen is my favorite hero, and he will probably stay that for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I also like Goyan. The only thing that I don't like about it is that how slow it is with farming, or at least, you kind of need that uncomfortable down space attack
Yeah, the
to,
jump attack.
or the jump attack to actually farm efficiently. And it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of annoys me. Comparing it to like other heroes like Ygritte, just jump attack is super, like, I don't know, it just feels much more convenient to do than with Goyan doing the
Yeah.
S-based attack. So I don't know.
What I like about Goyen that thing is with the farming is that he actually returns HP by auto attacks.
Okay, that is certainly a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to mob a lot back then, like gather a lot of monsters, and you just lose no HP. It feels good. What do you think about the current meta, where
I
we
think
saw in
right
the
now,
tournament?
yeah, I mean, right now, I think Schultz is just like probably the best, I guess, because of just the ease of engage and how quickly you can redo it. Because like you can just sprint attack and do one,
Yeah,
and that's
which
like, yeah,
sprint attack is insane with the range.
and also
It's
you can do it within like 2 3 seconds. Like no other, well, I guess no other heroes really have that engage that quickly, other than maybe, I mean, Goem would have that, but then all the follow ups would just not be the same, or at least again easy to interrupt within it. And but I guess
yeah.
with Tamer now coming in, Tamer, not Tamer, the new hero name, but
Yeah,
the BDO thing.
it's tamer. Yeah, we all know
But
what you mean.
with that coming in, it's gonna be interesting because that kind of, I don't know, messes your combo up because you kind of need to grab and hold them, and then the pet can just attack you while you're doing that. So that's gonna be messing up some of the Schultz agenda. But equally, I do believe that it should get some nerfs. I think it's a bit too
Yeah,
good right now. And
definitely.
also, you can continue the combo, right? I mean, if you hold people long enough, you can just do another F, and then you can do another one, which you can't really do with that many heroes. So I feel like that's probably the strongest right now.
Yeah, I've been listening to some people who played her and played versus her, and what most of them say is the problem is the pet. The pet. I mean, from one side, sometimes it does nothing. It doesn't even attack somebody. It just stands there. On the other hand, if it attacks you, it deals a huge chunk of damage. Like
Yeah,
the
it
pet is
does.
supposed to be so strong that people already are like, okay, we need to change that pet. What do you think about the pet?
I mean, I haven't, like, whenever I play today, I haven't really had too much issues with them, but that was mainly because probably people don't really know how to do the combos yet. But I would think that if you fight next to like mobs, or you just lure them in to fight with a tamer when mobs are around, I think you kind of can negate the pet like completely because that's just going to randomly attack
Yeah,
and other stuff. So
yeah.
I don't really worry too much about it yet. But I will also, I need to play a lot more with Tamer to understand exactly how it works and do stuff. So
Yeah.
no
I
way
mean, it's the
I would
first
say,
day, obviously. Yeah,
yeah. It looks interesting though. Obviously the pet is going to bring some interesting piece into the fights because when they CC you, you could still do something against them. I don't know. I kind of like the mechanics that it brings in. I'm not sure I like the fact that you can mount it and you can like roam around faster because that,
yeah,
yeah, that brings up interesting questions on how that's gonna, because ultimately the game is around farming, right? And
yeah.
if you can farm more efficiently, you can win fights more efficiently as well. That you're not necessarily
I
supposed to.
mean, yeah. I
So I don't
mean,
know.
even without riding it, it's like a second person grinding for you, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, it doesn't even take long for it to kill a mob. So yeah, it's pretty much two people farming right now.
But the whole engage and the spells it has looks quite clunky though. You can't
Yeah.
really do. You don't really have too many good engages. Like maybe you could do one, but like good luck landing that against semi-good players. You could obviously start with like two from the path and then like run into that and follow up from that.
Two is
Or
the
maybe
charge, I think, or?
yeah,
Yeah, I've
that
seen a
charge.
lot of people try that, yeah, with the charge to engage.
Or you could just ulti 3 and then like do the guarded attack. But again, that's also quite predictable. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see how people end up using it as well. I
Yeah.
always give these a day so then I can learn from other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And obviously the next week after, like where they actually may change stuff. We don't know yet. People say it's too much damage on her. We will see what they think about it because it's like all regions have to say something about it. Like if it's only our region complaining, they will probably change a lot about it.
Yeah,
But
and I mean, to be honest with you, like I think the way most regions work with all the bots, um, I mean, those are unrealistic situations
yeah,
because
yeah,
when you actually compare that to like whatever people complain about in EU or NA or wherever, most likely people won't necessarily complain about the same thing in Asia. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I
yeah,
started playing a bit more in Asia, and you can clearly see what is the meta there. And if you start applying that to elsewhere, then it will also work. So if you start seeing more tamer there, then there
yeah.
is a reason behind it.
I would love to see a tournament where like 15 people survive and 10 of them are tamers and the pet's just running wild, killing everybody.
And then you have no idea whose pet is killing who.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see that. Like, even with the same with the team deathmatch, just five tamers and let the pets do it. But
Your pet
yeah,
battle.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, talking about TDM, do you have a favorite mode in Shadow Arena besides the Battle Royale?
I to be honest with you, I I don't think so. I mean, I kind of like the battle royale. I mean, the TDM stuff is good. I mean, I haven't actually played TDM because I was on holiday once it was released and I was out for like a week. But
Oh, okay. Hmm.
but but it makes sense for like practicing and testing stuff and maybe for like some interesting tournaments in the future once obviously more people play it. But right now, to me, it's kind of like a distraction because it's pulling people away from certain modes. If you start introducing like a
Yeah,
ladder into them. But I guess they did it well because they didn't introduce like a leaderboards for TDM or King of the Hill because that would just distract people.
yeah, that would
I
make.
think
Yeah,
no, I was just saying like as it is, I think it's fine. But I wouldn't prefer those above or before the battle royale. I personally actually hate the King of the Hill setup and the way it's
yeah,
done. I think it's kind of I don't know, wrong, and it's not really fair for a lot of heroes and a lot of quits or of the heroes. So I think they should really change King of the Hill if they're planning to do another tournament there.
talking
Um,
about the tournament, which you actually won.
oh yeah, well I guess I spent some time on figuring out what's the easiest hero to win it with, right? I mean, there's no secret there. I was thinking about it a fair bit. Like, which hero could I pick that would have probably the highest chance of winning without the least amount of risk? And that was basically Orban because, well,
Yeah,
I guess it was interesting because people didn't even try to engage. Like, everyone was like super afraid of the darkness. But then I done enough testing to see it's not really that harmful anyway. So
yeah,
with Orban, you can just run around and shoot them if they stay in the middle where you have no pillars to defend
yeah. That's
against the
that's
hit.
also a thing that I don't like about the area.
Yeah, yeah. But that's also, I mean, that makes it unfair from two sides, right? Because it would make it unfair for ranged heroes as well, because you can just freely engage them if you just block the map and you have a simple circle. But like these,
Mm,
because you have darkness, I guess ranged heroes still have a disadvantage because they can run out, but they get damaged. If people do follow you, I mean, an Orban is really easy to take down with like a Haru or some other heroes that can easily engage. So I was surprised that
yeah, I,
people didn't engage.
I mean, also in the final versus Fonera, it was probably just a matchup. Also, Like Goyen has a tough time. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
can't
I
in
mean,
everything
obviously
of his skills.
some matchups are just, that's, I guess, the problem with one-on-ones. You cannot, like, if let's say in an I don't know, in a dream world, you have two players who play exactly the same way, and they play certain heroes.
Yeah,
One of them will win by default in most of the cases because of the setup and because of the matchup. And I think that's why I would be much more keen to see the team modes, or like even 3v3 or duo
yeah,
modes in Battle Royale. Maybe even with a bigger map. Like, imagine a bigger map with like 3 players in a team, or
yeah,
even two people. That would be so much fun, and would be much more easier to balance, because right now with one-on-ones there's always going to be some heroes which have better chances against some others, or more against more heroes,
yeah,
and then you just dodge the fight where you don't have any chance. Like, for example, like in Asia, as Schultz, I don't even try to fight any Harus, because I know for a fact, I won't be able to dodge their one, and even then they could just do 1-4, 1-4, 1-4. So what's the point of
yeah, yeah.
trying to fight them? I might as well just pick someone else I can easily beat,
Yeah.
get the gear, and then fight them later in the last circle.
They've proven in the tournament that it's pretty much all about it. Like, oh, you haven't seen it, but there was actually several Harus who just won and fought and tried to bleed the enemy out. So yeah, it pretty much is a time waste early on fighting them. I totally
Yeah,
agree on that.
exactly. It doesn't make any sense to fight them early. I mean, to be frank, in a tourney, it almost doesn't make sense at all to fight early.
Yeah, I mean, only if you get like a good pick, I guess.
Well,
Like,
I guess if you are in the region where you're supposed to be, maybe I would fight early, but with like all the lags as well, I
yeah,
don't.
okay, okay, that's Asia specific. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
understand that.
But yeah, I
Um,
mean, you're right. If let's imagine we have a tournament like EU, and then we all, like, then I guess I would fight some early games. But even then, you have to be super careful, because once you start spending more than 30, 40, or even a minute with a fight, it genuinely doesn't worth it.
yeah, especially in the grace time where you only get skill points from it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we got the favorite mode pretty much. But what you said about the team things, I would agree on 3 versus 3 TDM, or maybe a different map as a battle royale. But I think everything above 3 versus 3, like 4 versus 4 or 5 versus 5, it's just kind of messy in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
think for Battle Royale, that's probably not gonna fly in a game like this unless they start introducing something against like
Yeah,
knockdowns. Because imagine when, like, again, I haven't played 5v5, so I can't really comment on that. But
it,
but
it
I
it's
assume you can
it's a
keep people in CC if you really need to, or have to, or want to.
it's a fiesta. Trust me, it's interesting, the TDM mode. It's fun, definitely it's fun, but it's also kind of messy in my opinion. Where I would have said 3 versus 3 would have been better because it's cleaner overall.
Yeah.
But also like about the duo mode is what I like is that certain heroes, in my opinion, just perform better in duo mode. For example, is Orvin. I think Orvin is a good to have partner in duo mode because she shines a lot with canceling enemies animations and skills. Where in solos I think she doesn't pick up that good. I mean, obviously if you are a really good Orvin player you can make a change. But overall I think Orvin is more of a duo character than of the solo character.
Yeah, I mean, I played a fair amount of Orban before even that Challenger tournament, and I have to say that in solo, it is tough. It's really hard, because, like, you cannot really burst down anyone, even if you have like a super high end gear, unless you manage to land a kick and they don't have Q, and then you can do like your two and burning attacks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if they want to, they can just run away, and there's nothing really for you. Like, you can't really hold them back, right? And even if you hit them all the time, so I don't know. It's hard to get high amount of kills with Orban, and then it means that it's hard to get like good gear for the last few fights. And equally in the last few circles, um, it's worse than in King of the Hill, because you don't have you have potions, right? So like you cannot just keep on. It's not like a time. It's not like a fight against time. It's more like, if they want to, they can keep you outside and they can just keep on healing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's genuinely hard in solo. In duo, I can, yeah, it's definitely a really good one. But yeah, again, we didn't really have too many good duo games, at least in EU, I think,
Yeah.
recently. So I don't know. I don't really want to comment on how the meta is in duo. I would probably need to see that in Asia first to say that this is bad. This is the best. But certainly in EU, I could say that I did see that with Orban, you could do a lot in duos.
Do you think that I would call it tournament play style, where in Asia people are very cautious and don't take early fights, and so you have a lot of people in the last circle. Do you think the same will happen if we eventually get those tournaments on Europe and NA? Do you think it will be like that really?
I think it'd have to. I mean, yeah, it have to because like you basically don't really want to go into a fight unless you have a fair amount of gear. And even then, once you use your Q, why would you want to stay in a fight where you do have a high probability of losing because of someone third partying, right? So you much rather just run around, focus
Hmm.
on your surroundings and not fight. And I guess it's interesting because the whole game is built in a way that you're not really gonna have any fight outside of the grace period and the last few circles. I mean, if you look at the tourneys, you start the grace period, you have like, I don't know, a bunch of kills, which obviously doesn't mean any points, but
Yeah.
people fight because you might get some skill points, and who knows, maybe you catch someone from NA or EU, and then you can get a free kill. So it's pretty good for them. But you know, like there are fights there, and then like 10 minutes for like 5-10 minutes after that, there's no fight
Yeah.
whatsoever,
Yeah.
unless some people like I don't know get tilted and they just keep on fighting someone. And then you know, for from casting perspective, that could be also quite boring. But then you do have the altar mechanics and some bottlenecks, so that kind of brings the game to certain areas and kind of forces some fights. But still, you don't see that many. So like in the last few circles, you still end up having like 20 plus people. But I think that's normal. Like if you look at any other battle royales, people don't have, you know, they don't want to lose early,
Yeah, they
right?
don't
They
take
just
the risk. Yeah.
yeah. So you just keep on farming, get the best gear you can get, and then you know hold it for later. And then if you do have to fight, then you fight. I think they probably need to do a bit more change around the game to force more fights earlier. But I think with this new mechanic around the graves as well, so you can know where people were fighting,
Yeah.
and you have the altars, and then you have those bosses. I think it's and the crabs. Maybe they could introduce a bunch more. I don't know. I
Hmm.
guess I don't want to take sides because some people really, really hate the crabs. Some people like the crabs. I don't know. I do believe that there is a need for events on the map
Yeah.
which forces people to
Yeah.
go to
Exactly.
certain locations and fight.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I also think. It's like a point of interest, and yeah, if
But
you
I
don't.
guarantee to you the NA tournament is going to be similar. I would be very surprised if people would go nuts and they would all like I don't know. Only five people would remain after the first few circles. I
I'm
would be very
gonna
surprised with that.
I'm gonna be honest with you that it was like the second week where I experienced this on the Asia tournament server, and every time it got like to the last 15 people and the circle was so small, it was a nightmare for me. It was a pure nightmare because I was like looking behind me, left of me, right of me,
Yeah,
in front of me. I was like, you knew that if you get engaged, everybody will jump on you and you're gonna be dead no matter what.
yeah, that's pretty much it. But I guess that's why I like the system of gaining points for kills because that kind of forces you to think about, okay, should I do this? Should I go into this fight? Um, and I mean, it kind of forces people to do third partying because you're kind
Yeah.
of looking for that kill. You're looking for people to like damage someone or use the Q, and then you fixate on that person and you just follow them, and then try to get the kill for the points. But I don't know if that's where the devs want the game to go. Then I mean, the last few circles are still quite exciting to watch.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Maybe they could do better for earlier circles, but I'm not sure what else could you do other than maybe creating options for people to still respawn after dying. Um, with
Oh,
some mechanics, I don't know, like picking up something and then you could respawn once. But I don't know, that would be also quite dumb because then you could go
yeah.
in and fight. But it's not that's
I mean,
different from the elixir because that kind of gives you another life.
in 2v2, you at least got the rest shrine to somehow simulate that. Because
Yeah,
if your mate dies, you know it's going to be a hotspot eventually when a lot of people lost their mates. So yeah,
I would love to see some duo tournaments. To be honest, I think that would be much more interesting and much better long term because
yeah,
of the
definitely.
meta would be different. You would see much. I
More
mean,
variety of heroes, especially.
for sure, but also like the combination of the attacks and engages and CCs. Like right now, it's like if like I don't know Haru is engaging this person in a one-on-one, this is what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no surprises really. I mean, if you see the top players or the shields as well, I mean, you engage and then you do the combo and then you like leave because you don't want to get hit by like Q or whatever else or like a match lock. But if you would be in 2v2, there's so many interesting stuff you could do there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I enjoy 2v2 as well a lot, but yeah, right now with all the bots, it's the same like solos. It's not that enjoyable anymore. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I mean, imagine a dream world where we would have like every lobby is full of people.
yeah,
I would be like, I mean, I love the game already. Obviously, I don't like farming like those bots, but it's kind of like necessary. There's nothing you can do other than that today. But that's why I'm playing like other regions. But imagine an ideal world where you don't have bots. It's
yeah,
awesome. Like such a good game.
definitely, definitely. Talking about tournament, what's your opinion on the Asia tournaments since you took part in I think every tournament unless the last one where you were on vacation?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love them. I think the system is good. The way this tryout stuff worked was. I mean, they changed it a few times, but I
Yeah, yeah,
I liked it. I think this it was a quite good way of getting people or giving people the chance to take part, regardless of their ranks.
yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
I guess I didn't like the first week because in the first week you could just hide,
Yeah,
get into
that
top
was the
10.
top 10 rule that yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
like the
was
change. I like the change that they did that because they probably noticed that people were just hiding till top 10.
Yeah, that was bad. But I mean, they realized it, they changed it. I'm not sure about the number of tickets. That's always an interesting one because if you give 4 tickets, then everyone can go into all games.
Yeah.
Um, I
One
don't know.
week.
That's also not fair because, like, for example, for people like Bakamono or like Bombolino or whoever, if they would go into like every single, well, they cannot go in after they won one because they get the finals tickets. But
Yeah.
but still, you can spread it out equally. That it would kind of ruin people's game in some cases. I don't know. Maybe they need to think about the number of keys they give out, but I do like the system of like
Yeah.
doing the tryouts per week and then getting into the finals, and then you kind of do that big tournament. Yeah, I think it was fun. I liked it. I hate the lag, but there's nothing you can do about it. I kind of got used to it now.
Yeah. I think they actually changed it with the 4 tickets because one week you only had two,
Yeah,
and
so the second week.
I missed the first date and I was playing on the second day, and we had two lobbies containing of like 13 or 14 people. It was boring. It was really boring. Like I like the idea more of having 4 tickets and you can join every match.
Yeah, I
Even
think that's why they changed it back. Yeah.
yeah, that's way better. That's way better, and I like the change. About future tournaments or maybe events, what would you like to see in Shadow Arena? Especially now, obviously for the European and NA region.
I think like I I wouldn't mind if they would do tournaments in like each region, but again, just encourage other regions to join because
Yeah,
today it feels like they don't want to tell the obvious that there is just not enough player in EU or NA, so they could just say it, right? I mean, we know, so they could just say that, hey, EU tournament, NA people, South America, Asia, feel free to join, and maybe encourage it to join. I don't know,
yeah.
and just
I
advertise
mean,
it like that.
like they did on Asia, pretty much. I mean, we had a few people from Europe and NA being in the weekly tryouts,
Yeah.
and they
And
even
I'm sure I'm sure people from NA would join an EU tournament, and I'm the same way we going to go into the community tournament from EU as well. I think there are a bunch of people there.
yeah,
So I think they could still do one. I guess I don't know the numbers behind it. I mean, coming from an IT background, I wouldn't be surprised that they don't do it because of like time and money investments. Because right now, if you do like even the Challenger series, we talked about like 8 people. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know how much return there is on this, but equally they need to keep the game engaged. So it would be nice to do this once maybe they have this built-in system figured out a bit more, and they don't need to do that much preparation. I guess I don't know how much preparation goes into it, but they need to like probably align some people, create the rooms, set up the Twitch streams, do all of that stuff. And the casters needs to be in that office or in that space to do this. So I think there's probably a fair amount of preparation going into it. I'm not sure they want to go through that hassle for the regions where you don't really have even 100 people. So I don't know, but I'm sure in the future that would change once they like launch it. Maybe that they do some marketing in like Black
Yeah.
Desert Online or get some Amazon Prime deals if you join and you get a skin in another game or whatever. I'm sure they
Hmm.
get a fair amount of people into the game. But again, like they still need to do something around the learning curve, getting people to learn the game in a more casual friendly manner. I don't know, probably more tutorials is better. Maybe the normal mode to be in the game all the time, and it's just I don't know, some ways to force people to learn a certain character before they start ranking up, because
Yeah.
it'd be fairly discouraging that you do your placements right away and then you get to bronze and then you get stomped like 15 times by the same guy in
Yeah.
the fifth
It's
in the
it's
next 15 lobbies, right?
I can imagine as a new player that it's kind of sad that when you play a match, you know you're unranked and you get stunned by a guy and you see, oh, he's ranked master.
I
Um,
mean, it's absolutely not like there is nothing to enjoy on that. Like literally, like
yeah, exactly.
guy going in and like one-shotting you, like there's nothing enjoyable about that, and you don't even want to learn the game because it's just like you don't know
Yeah,
what's the learning curve like. But again, I guess the matchmaking would be working if there would be enough player, because I saw it is work like it does work in Asia. Like when I played there, initially I met people from like gold and like diamond and all that stuff, or platinum or whatever. um and then that was working, but again you can also get peak time slots where it's not enough player and then you end up meeting masters, and then it's just not fun, because how do you do your promotion games?
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I agree on that. But that's something that will probably resolve in itself once we get enough player and they can make a proper matchmaking. If we get those player, which I would hope.
Yeah, I would hope as well. Yeah, I mean it's a good game in my opinion, but again, like
Definitely,
you
definitely.
need to see how other people react to it as well. Because again, like in the FPS genre, you kind of saw that it's certainly a successful business model. You can get a ton of money with getting and or selling skins and all sorts of in-game stuff. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get to a place where we will be able to customize the heroes if the game is
Yeah.
successful, and then you could buy like your sword or whatever and all
Yeah,
that
that's
crap.
what. Yeah, I can imagine that they will eventually add weapons since they removed that weapon that you don't see anymore what kind of weapon you're wearing. I can imagine them adding like cosmetic weapons or stuff like that.
And I could see that. I mean, that model works. Like we know that, but it's just a matter of whether the whole game type, I guess, is something that's appealing for the mass, because
Yeah.
ultimately you don't really know. And I guess the way we look at it now, it doesn't seems like it is. I guess I don't know why. Maybe they didn't do that much marketing yet, or maybe people genuinely don't like this sort of model, or maybe it's just the whole RPG battle royale combination is not the best. I don't know. We see.
Hmm. What do you think about the new Schultz skin for the event as a Schultz player?
Oh yeah, that looks quite nice.
Yeah.
I will try to get it on all regions.
Oh man. Yeah, I also like it, and I like the idea to give away a skin with the event. I mean, it's everybody can get it, which is totally fine without paying. So yeah, I like the idea, and I like the idea. I mean, I don't know for how long or if they will keep doing it, but with the event tickets, that they actually give out goodies, obviously random, but that you have something like you can hope for, like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's
that
it's
that
it's
was that was awesome. Like I mean, I guess I don't know who is gonna win it. I hope it's me. but like giving out like graphics card and all that sort of stuff, I think that's quite
yeah.
nice. I think that's quite
I think
quite a good way.
in the new one, you actually the highest price is actually a keyboard, if I remember right. I can't exactly remember, but I
Oh, is
think.
there a new
Oh,
one? There's a new one.
actually, there's a second one as well. When you do your dailies, where you get the Schultz ticket, you also get 2 event tickets, 2 new
Ah,
ones.
oh, I didn't check. Okay, okay, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome. I like it. I mean, the fact that they even keep skins, I think that's also quite
yeah.
nice. So
I
yeah,
actually got the
the
list. Yeah,
no, go on, go on.
I got the list open. It's gonna be 5 winners for a Razer Black Widow Ultimate Keyboard and Shadow Arena mousepad package. Even though it's kind of funny, it says Razer Black Widow Ultimate Keyboard, but there's a keyboard and a mouse on the picture.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
um, then 10 people will win the Razer Basilisk mouse and Shadow Arena package, a mousepad package, and 20 people will get merch. Which is, I mean, it's for free. You get it by playing the game. I like this. I like
Oh,
those
I
kinds
think
of
yeah,
events.
this is awesome. I think that's quite a good one.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously the Schultz skin. I mean, we will have to see how it actually looks in game, but on paper it looks really sick. I like a lot of the bounce and spikes and everything. It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a prize for a tournament, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, about the tournament thing. Now that I remember, since you won the King of the Hill, you actually got the successor outfit, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that for Orban.
Or you
I
couldn't
mean,
choose, or
it looks nice, but it's I guess for me, I kind of like try to use a skin which is not giving me disadvantage, and that kind of does, because like especially in EU, because there's not really a wide variety of players, you just end up getting like bullied by everyone. so
yeah,
it,
yeah.
so it's like not really a good one. I mean, obviously I got that with the title already as well, so I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter really, but it looks nice. I mean, it could be quite awesome on all other heroes as well. So
Could you
yeah.
have chosen who you get it, or was it safe that you get it only
No,
for
it
Orban?
was. I guess I don't know how it works, because I was thinking of choosing other heroes for different rounds. I don't know what would have happened if I went with like Haru first round and something else with the second
Yeah.
and something else
I,
in third. I guess they would have given the option to choose it, but no. I just got the Orban one.
okay, okay. I wanna see that skin on Goyen, since I love Goyen. And what I also like is they added another special skin to Asia, like way back then for an event that was the Gavi Regan set for Goyen.
Oh yeah, that
And
looks quite nice.
I'm
Yeah, I did.
so
Yeah, I did see
I'm
that.
so sad you can't imagine, because that was the set I was wearing in Black Desert Online with my warrior. And I was so sad when they didn't announce it for us as well.
Yeah, I mean, Goyan got some quite good skins. I mean, I think it has another one which is actually a paid one. That looks awesome.
Yeah, the golden one, or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think it's like
that's
a
what I'm
skeleton
using
king
on
or something.
Europe. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's also it's like you're marking yourself for people to kill you.
Yeah, I mean that's the yeah, that's the problem with it, with the game where you don't have that many players, at least right
Yeah,
now.
and
But I guess once you have more players, then it's more like a respect thing, because then they would know that, yeah, probably you don't want to mess with that guy because you kind of want some stuff.
I mean, one change they could do to actually prevent this, at least for some skills, is that bots would wear skins as well. That would be a change that,
Yeah, that would be that's. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's
yeah,
not a bad
but
idea.
because when I engage somebody in the current state and that character is wearing a skin, it's a player. There's no doubt about it. It's gonna be a player. If I didn't know it was a player, I may have engaged him different. That's the thing with skins.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I would also hope to see more bots with, if at least if until we have them, more bots with different what is it heroes, because right now it's
Yeah,
kind of limited to the old ones, and it's
yeah,
kind
the
of
basic
annoying.
ones. Yeah, true, true.
I mean,
Um,
it would be also funny to see like a tamer bot coming around and like
oh
warning
Jesus.
you with the pet.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah,
What do you think about the recent patch notes? Like, well, today's patch notes.
yeah. I mean, there was a slight. Well, I guess maybe it's not a small
I mean, the
nerf,
Schultz
but it
one.
was a yeah. I think that was definitely. a good one in my opinion. Apart from that, let me actually check because I don't know, I remember all of it. Where was the patch notes? Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So I said it already. I like the fact that when people kill each other, it shows up on the mini map. I think that's a
Yeah,
quite good one.
yeah.
I mean, the nerf on Haru is interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I think it's just to prevent them to just. I mean, they can still play hide and seek with you, but at least it takes a bit longer now in the overall. Like 1 second on every skill. I mean, that's something.
Yeah, it
On the
is, but
hard step.
I'm not sure I understand why they did that on all levels. I mean, I could maybe see it on the last level, but I don't really understand why they did that on all levels because actually Haru is quite awful once you land. Like there is really not that much you can do. Doesn't matter which one you like upgrade as the first spell.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'm not sure I agree with the all level uh, cooldown increase, but it is what it is.
I don't know what I should think about the Thunder Viper change on Heroin. Like that you can consume
Oh yeah,
stamina now to make it longer. I don't know about that. Like,
Caravan needs something else. I
yeah,
think it's in my opinion right now. I think it's an awful hero.
yeah.
It's like
They should they should revamp her kit in my opinion because even back then, like when Lazarus and Gluma and all were playing, it was all about the one and the second skill.
yeah.
And
I mean that's it, right? I mean there is
yeah,
not that much you can do with it.
yeah, and I think it's still up to date like that. Like the tree, okay, it's cool to survive in the shadow, but the lightning overall is not such a great skill. I think.
Yeah, I think they could make the whole hero a bit more. I don't know, like a bottle mage where it would maybe having smaller cost time, but could do more rapid burst attacks or more spells
Yeah,
in one go. I don't know, like the way it works now, you're so dependent on landing your one. It's like it's just weird. I don't know.
yeah, I totally agree on that. It's a weird state for that hero.
I guess it's a bit weird because like most of the heroes doesn't have too many engages, right? And that's also begs the question: should they have more engages, or because like let's say with Ahorn, you could engage with literally all of your spells, right? With Schultz, apart from three, you could potentially also engage with all of your spells. Not that like with Hera, like good luck engaging with your fireball or with your
Yeah,
tree, or
unless you
even
want
with
to
the
kill.
lightning, right? I mean, all you can do is like walk up, do an F, or maybe rush to it and do a sprint attack, or do like the seed of eyes. But even
Yeah,
those are so predictable, and you just know when it's gonna land. I don't know. It's interesting.
yeah, and especially with the Viper channeling where you consume your stamina, you're gonna be open for everything. Like you're gonna be a target. Like everybody will know you can't do shit to get away. It's gonna
Yeah.
be. Why would you sacrifice your own only mobility just for that skill? It's nah. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem because also some of these skills are it's really hard. Like I'm not envying anyone on balancing heroes, especially not for a game like this. But like these changes might have a big impact for like a tournament. But I don't know.
Yeah, more
It's really
poking at least with
it,
that
it
skill.
has different impact, I guess, on different games, right? If it's just for like a normal lobby, maybe these changes makes complete sense. But like I don't see how these like the Heravan change could be useful for like a tournament where, as you said, you would be out in the open. Like, why would you be prolonging your three
Yeah.
when you surrounded by like four Schultz? Like,
Well,
they,
that's the nightmare for everybody.
then they can just do like a right click, get the super armor, and then just rush onto you, and you fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just weird.
It's kind of funny to see that Egret actually got a buff damage wise on her Thunder Strike.
I mean, I mean, I liked the grid when it came out, but also that's so limited. Like you basically like it's just waiting for your one to come back, and then you just try to.
Yeah.
After that, you do your combo.
It's so satisfying when you bait like Ingrid's one and she goes into nothing. It's
Yeah.
I mean, also I think another hero which is funny that didn't even appear here is what I think should need changes is Yonva. I don't know what I should think about Yonva. I don't see her a lot anymore, and
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, it's not in a bad state. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Actually, why that's not so not used in. I don't really see that much. I haven't really seen even Yamba in like Asia
yeah.
recently.
It's
I'm not sure
it's
why.
the same. It's the same with last tournament. Goyen, I was the only Goyen player, but I can understand that because Goyen's mobility is just non-existing.
Yeah, and also like the same. I mean, it's kind of similar in that regards to Toggle, that it's just super easy to read it,
Yeah,
and then like especially in a tourney where there's so much third partying, like once someone sees that you landed your certain spells, they could just like
yeah,
go there and do whatever they want to do,
yeah.
basically.
Especially with the change on Goyen's one, where you are stuck in place now if you miss it, which is
Yeah.
it's a dead in the last circle in the Asia tournament. If you miss that skill in the last circle, you are dead. Like you stand for too long, and people will notice that.
I mean that's it.
But yeah, I think we are done for today. I mean, we've been talking for quite a while now. I didn't expect us to take so long, which is not bad, which is good, since we had something to talk about, even though the patch notes were not that great. I mean, it's okay patch notes, nothing serious to talk about, I guess.
Well, I mean, hey, we got a new hero, so everyone
Yeah, everyone can complain about it.
Yeah, no, I mean it was good discussion. I'm certainly happy to join for similar ones in the future as well.
Yeah,
It was good talking to you as well, and
I'm happy that you actually had time and joined, which is always pretty nice since it's a new project and it's the first time actually happening. So
yeah, no, good luck
thanks.
with it. I mean, it's always good to see people doing more for the community, and see how we could get more or just attract more people to the game itself as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Thank you.
I wish you a good day, Radom, and we see us next time.
Yeah, same to you as well. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye. Okay, that's it, guys. That was the first podcast of Shadow Arena featuring RADOM for today. I plan to make this a weekly base after the patch notes, so every Thursday at 8 p.m. Berlin time. If you're interested in it, always feel free to join, leave comments, and let me know what you would like to have changed. Every opinion matters. DM me on Discord or wherever you can, and let me know what you would like to see, who you would like to see, and maybe topics you are interested in. So thanks everybody, and yeah, I will now render this video and upload it to YouTube as well, so we also get some YouTube attention. So I wish everybody of you a good day. I hope you enjoyed it, and we see us next week. Have a good one.